You are listening to RetroLovers Radio, your go-to broadcast for positive nostalgia.
What a wonderful night, my friends. You are listening to RetroLovers Radio, a space for music, memories, and for positive nostalgia. Tonight we're talking about albums again, but from a very specific angle. Not albums that last forever. Albums that owned a year. Some years are just years. Others feel like a chapter. And in the 90s, certain albums didn't just succeed, they defined the mood of an entire year. You couldn't escape them. They were everywhere. Let's start with one of the clearest examples of this. Alanis Morissette with Jagged Little Pill, released in 1995, produced by Glenn Ballard. Songs like You're a No, Ironic, or Hand in My Pocket. This album didn't just sell millions, it changed how women expressed anger in pop, and how personal mainstream lyrics could be. 1995 sounded like this album. Another type of album. We have The Bodyguard with Soundtrack, released in 1992 and featuring Whitney Houston, including I Will Always Love You, the famous song. This album dominated charts, crossed generations, and was played at weddings, radios, homes, everywhere. For many people, 1992 is inseparable from this sound. Now something different. Let's say the case of the Spice Girls and Spice, released in 1996. Songs like Wanna Be a Massive Global was a massive global phenomenon. This album defined pop culture, fashion, and youth energy. 1996 was colorful, was loud, and confident, just like this record. And what do you think this happened during the 90s? Well, because media was centralized with radio and TV, physical albums. When an album broke through, it broke through everywhere. It became unavoidable. But before I continue, let me remind you that every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we go live with the 90s Lovers Show, and every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern is the turn for the 80s Lovers Show. Both live streams go live on YouTube and Kick simultaneously on the RetroLovers Radio channels. After the initial 90 minutes on YouTube, and due to platform's restrictions, the show continues on Kick. where we go longer and we can enjoy the full music videos with no restrictions. There you can participate in the chat with other listeners, vote in our top 10 countdowns, request your songs, send audio messages with your comments, and even call in live to share memories with me and have a conversation about the songs or about life. So keep an eye on the YouTube channel and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss any Friday nor Saturday's live stream. And if you want to stay connected with like-minded people, who likes the 80s and the 90s, feel free to join our public Facebook group to stay connected during the week. You can search for RetroLovers Radio 80s and 90s Nostalgia, and you will find us there. So coming back to the topic, some albums don't age. They stay frozen in time. Not because they are old, but because they capture a feeling perfectly. For 1 year, they become the soundtrack of life. But now I want to ask you, which 90s album do you instantly associate with a specific year of your life? Let me know in the comments. Share your comments on the comment section on YouTube, and I will be glad to read all your preferences and which albums are linked to a specific year in your life and why. And before I go, please remember to take care of your loved ones and remember what truly matters in your life. All the rest is secondary. Alright, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I see you all in the next one. I'm Mick, and this was Retro Lovers Radio.